International news. The death toll at the Kabul airport surged to 90 on Friday, with the number of the injured also increasing to 150 after two suicide bomber and gunmen attacked Afghans at the airlift. They spread to flee the country. At least 77 Afghans and 13 U.S. military soldiers were killed in the attacks. The U.S. officials pointed the finger at Islamic State. Afghans attacked at ISIS Khorasan. Pakistan's Chief of Foreign Minister General Bajwa said that Pakistan is willing to do whatever is possible to help Afghanistan achieve an inclusive statement which is vital for regional peace and prosperity. He said this while talking to UK Chief of Secret Intelligence Service Rishd More, well called on him in Rawalpindi. United States President Joe Biden pledged to hunt down the perpetrators of the suicide bombing that killed 13 American troops in Kabul and said he has asked the Pentagon to drop plans to strike back at them. He said, "We will not be dragged by terrorists. We will not let them stop our missions. We will continue the evacuation." United States Central Command General Frank McNasty said the U.S. are bracing for more attacks on Kabul airport. Meanwhile, United Kingdom Prime Minister Boris Johnson says the attack is despicable, but it will not interrupt the UK operations. The prices of food products at Kabul airport saw over-the-top increases as citizens from around the world continue to evacuate from Afghanistan. An Afghan national claimed that the price of each water bottle and plate of rice is being sold $40 and $100, respectively. World Food Programs feared that the country may run out of food by September. The Taliban took exception to the latest statement issued by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, doubting their group's ability to run government. Riyadh Taliban leader Shahabuddin Dilawar said that India will soon know that the Taliban can run the government's affairs smoothly. Dilawar also warned India to avoid interfering in Afghanistan internal affairs. Taliban chief spokesperson Sabiullah Mujahid said that their group will not allow music or any cultural activities including music in public as it is forbidden in Islam. He added that their group will not pressurize people from doing so but will persuade them not to listen to or create music. Pakistan is all set to welcome nearly 4,000 Afghan citizens after the country accepts requests made by the US and NATO to provide assistance in evacuation from war-torn Afghanistan. Around 3,000 to 4,000 Afghan citizens will be given Pakistan visa and brought to Karachi before their Canada has ended its evacuation mission out of Afghanistan, leaving some Canadian and Afghan allies stranded, according to the military official. Canadian forces airlifted some 3,700 people from Kabul amid the Taliban raid takeover this month. Russia is ready to supply arms and helicopters to Afghanistan. Neighboring countries order for weapons come as countries in ex-Soviet regions where Moscow holds military base. While Russia remains cautiously optimistic about their new leaderships in Kabul, it has warned of militants entering neighboring countries as refugees. U.S. Supreme Court allows evictions to resume during blocking the Biden administration's from enforcing a temporary ban. Roughly 3.5 million people in the United States said they forced evictions in the next 2 months, according to a Census Bureau data. Egypt has partially reopened the rough crossing with the Israel-occupied Gaza Strip, allowing one-way traffic into the Palestine enclave. Israel eased important restriction for the territory it has blocked since 2007. The Israel army said the easing of restriction is conditional on security and stability. United States Vice President Kamala Harris launched a new broadside against China as she ended her Southeast Asian tour in Hanya. She warned that the U.S. would continue to push back against Beijing's claim in dispute Asian waters. China has criticized the United States for politicizing efforts at tracing origins of coronavirus. Director General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said China is not engaged in a disinformation campaign. Beijing has suggested that the virus left out of a lab at the U.S. Army Fort Detrick base in Maryland in 2019. The death toll from heavy rains that occurred, mudslides and flood in western Venezuela has risen to 29 state RSN emergency situation, and more than 54,000 people have been affected by the downpours, according to the official. A man was rescued after reportedly being stranded in the sea with a dolphin spinning around him for 12 hours in the ice-cold Tralibai of Island McSorley and intended to swim over 5 miles from the coast of Crystal Garage Beach to a McLean Moor Rock. Pakistani news. United Kingdom Secret Intelligence Service Chief Richard Moore met Chief of Army Staff General Kamarjit Bajwa during the meeting. Matters of mutual defense collaborations between both countries and overall regional security with special emphasis on post-US withdrawal in Afghanistan came under discussion. A Pakistan Army soldier was murdered in a cross-border attack from Afghanistan on a military checkpost in Lower Dir district. According to ISPR, Pakistan Army troops responded in a befitting manner, killing 1 terrorist and 3 others were injured. Asian Development Bank President Masa Tisco Asqua called Prime Minister Imran Khan prize on Pakistan effort in evacuated the Financial Institute personnel from Afghanistan. The Prime Minister also acknowledged the cooperation of ADB with Pakistan in mitigating the negative impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The United States and Pakistan have a shared interest in working together in Afghanistan, National Security Advisor Mohit Yusuf said, but the NSA pointed out the cooperation would require fixing the bilateral relationship by moving past problems. Iran's President Sayyid Ibrahim Raisi has accepted Prime Minister Imran Khan's request for a state visit to Pakistan. Foreign Minister Makhdoom Shah Mahmood Qureshi conveyed the invitation during his meeting with the Iranian President in Tehran. As the PTI government completed 3 years in power, Prime Minister Imran Khan on Thursday presented to the nation review of his party performance so far in Islamabad. Without reminding any names, the premier accused a mafia of defaming state institutions, particularly the army. He also shed light on his government's economic performance, saying, "When we assumed power, the current account deficit was $20 billion and now it's $1.8 billion. The executive director of the UN's World Food Programme has praised Pakistani assistance in repairing damaged planes returning from Kabul and constructing a humanitarian air bridge to the war-torn country. According to him, the World Food Programme is assisting with the evacuation of passenger UN staff and other humanitarian workers from Afghanistan. The country major opposition parties have lambasted the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government over its 3 years performance are rejected claims made by Prime Minister Imran Khan about improvement in the governance and economic indicators when the Pakistan People's Party declared the 3 years performance of the PTI government remained zero. The Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz debate it even below zero. The Islamabad administration has asked all hotels in city to halt reservations for the next 21 days in order to host thousands of foreigners being evacuated from Afghanistan. Security measures in and around the hotels have been beefed up with police and paramilitary personnel put on high alert. Thousands of foreigners, including diplomats and other staff of foreign missions and journalists, are expected to arrive in the capital in the next couple of weeks. Nur Muqaddam father Shakar Muqaddam has submitted a petition with the Islamabad High Court challenging the grant of bail to 6 employees of therapy workers, including to the owner and chief executive officer Tahir Zahoor. It's argued that the respondents are threatening the prisoner of their conscience and fear abusing the bail granted to them. Minister for Information Saeed Ghani thanked people for their prayers and best wishes as he fires off dengue. He wrote that he is therefore unable to take calls and respond to any messages. Pakistan continued to remain on the United Kingdom red list as their government announced its latest travel review. It remains in the list for failing to meet the requirement on economic surveillance capability, transmission risk, and variant of concern. New Gwadar International Airport would be fully operational by September 2023. The Secretary of the Aviation Division has informed the Parliamentary Committee on China-Pakistan Economic Corridor that all the efforts regarding the completion of the Pak-China Technique Vocational Institute are on the track and the project will be completed in December 2021. 23 national parks had been established in their country in addition to planting 1 billion trees to overcome climate change. An inaugurative ceremony of Kailash Park near Kalmapur Interchange, Sargodha Road, Faisalabad State Minister for Climate Change Sartaj Gul said that Pakistan was facing the worst affected of climate change, which was not only increasing temperature but also badly affecting the ecosystem. Health news. Thailand has a 12th robotic system is sequence out more vaccine doses using a robotic arm. The auto vaccine system can draw 12 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine in a 4 minutes format, while this is up 20% from the standard 10 doses draw manually. Pakistan has registered 95 more deaths in the last 24 hours by a novel coronavirus. The National Command and Operations Center said that the country number of overall confirmed cases has risen to 1,144,341 after the emergence of 1,016 new infections, and the positivity rates of infection was recorded at 6.42%. Science and technology news. Madagascar is the only place in the world where climate change has caused famine-like conditions. After 4 years without rain, the level of hunger and food insecurity reached catastrophic level. More than 1.14 million people in the country need urgent food and nutrition assistance. A leading digital communication technology provider, ITNA, has announced its entry into the Pakistan market. The Kaspo-based digital communication technology hopes to empower all digital service companies from Pakistan to offer next-level customer experience by delivering seamless, personalized, and context-based communication experience for their customers. Sports news. Former Pakistan cricket captain and renowned commentator Ramesh Raja is all set to be the new chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board. Raja will replace Ehsan Mani once the succession process is complete. Ramesh confirmed that he has accepted the job. England cricket captain Gerrard's third century in as many tests against India took his side closer to a series-leveling win at the Yorkshire batsman Head Insley. England were 423 for 8 at Stamps on the second day of the third test against India. Chelsea and Italy midfielder Georgina was named UEFA Men's Player of the Year at the ceremony in Istanbul. While Barcelona Exla Portales won the Women Player of the Year prize after captaining her side to a Champions League glory. Entertainment news. The 25th death anniversary of legend television artist Khalda Riasat has been observed today. She began her professional career in 1970 with drama serial Namdar. Her famous TV serial series and long plays including Half Plate, Kabir, Khalij, Parosi, Pana, Dashte Tanhai. Pakistani filmmaker Sharmeen Obaid Chennai is looking to empower women storyteller and filmmaker in Pakistan through her newly mentorship program called Pataka Picture. The two-time Oscar winner took to social media to announce the launch of the new platform. Hollywood superstar Tom Cruise filmed most dangerous stunt of his life in Mission Impossible 7. Cruise takes a motorbike ride down a ramp and off a gained cliff in Norway and lets go in mid-air before his parachute is released. The star said it was far and away the most dangerous things he has attempted. Angelina Jolie has produced a video of Kangal's An Uncertain Future for the BBC. She posted a clip on social media and said, "I believe no woman should be forced to hide herself." Black Panther star Lita Wright is being treated in a hospital after sustaining minor injuries on the Boston set of Wakanda Forever. The incident happened while filming a stunt for the sequel, but her injuries are not expected to delay productions on the sequel. Business news. Afghanistan banking system is now in a state of collapse, and people are running out of money with no significant export apart from illegal narcotics bringing in a cash in Afghanistan. One immediate obstacle is liquidity that is heavily dollarized and relies on regular physical dollar shipment that have been handled. There has also been scant evidence so far of a reopening of banking service returning to a normal. Pakistan and Russia have agreed to build a 1,100-kilometer long stream gas pipeline from Karachi to Lahore. The project will cost $2.4 billion and expected to be finished by 2023. Pakistan's productions of mobile phones by local manufacturing plants surpassed the number of mobile phones imports in the country from January-July 2021. During January-July 2021, 11.27 million mobile phones were produced in Pakistan, while only 8.29 million phones were imported in the same period. Facebook is ready to launch a digital wallet that would let users store cryptocurrency, a senior company executive has said. Head of Facebook crypto unit told that company leaders feel pretty committed to launch the digital wallet called Norway this year. The exchange rate of US dollar weakened by 47 paisa in interbank against Pakistani rupee. The greenback closed at 165.81 rupees. Meanwhile, the price of euro depreciated by 40 paisa and closed at 195 rupees.